And we are back on Out and About today. Chuck Long here with Jennifer Turner from TPAC talking about the Broadway season that is coming up. It is back. It is coming back to TPAC. We're so excited. Jennifer, again, we were talking a little bit about the lineup and how stellar it is and the shows that are coming. Kind of what's been the buzz that you've heard once you announced these shows were coming?
Well, we were, as we announced for the 2021 season, we had a lot of great buzz. And I think what we were most proud of is that we were able to retain so many shows from that season that wasn't able to play during COVID. So we worked really hard to make sure that we got these shows back in Nashville. And so the season feels really strong and really complete. And we're happy to be able to deliver what we weren't able to produce during COVID.
Oh, and hats off to you, too, because I'm sure that was like a really tricky puzzle to get those shows, secure them. I can only imagine.
Well, everything was changing and moving so quickly. So I think the dates changed multiple times, but we kept at it and worked very closely with our partners. And we were very lucky to be able to get so many of these shows back in our season.
All right, well, let's dive right back into it. We're talking about the Broadway season, and we were talking about Mean Girls, of course, was a movie first, and then the musical, and then this next one. The Prom, though, was the musical first, and then they made a Netflix, or made the movie that we saw on Netflix. But this is the Prom, and I can hardly wait to see this one.
The Prom is a wonderful show. You walk out of that show feeling so just joyous, and your faith in humanity has been restored. It's a wonderful, wonderful show, and one of the highlights during COVID was getting to see the Prom movie with so many famous actors partaking in that wonderful production. But usually you're right, it's the movie first and then the musical, but it was fun to see the take on the Prom, the musical, happen on Amazon. So we're thrilled for this to come. This was on our 2021 season, so we're glad that it's still touring and we're able to bring it to TPAC.
Absolutely. And then one of the reviews that I thought, boy, this just sounds like, this is nail on the head. Makes you believe in musical comedy again. So I love that headline.
Yes, and great choreography. It's really fun. So you'll love some of the, you're seeing it now, the ensemble dance numbers. You're going to really enjoy the Prom.
Yeah, if ever, just seeing the clips right here, it just shows you kind of the life of the choreography and just going to make it so exciting to be there live in person to see that. So that's the Prom coming February 22nd. So put that on your calendars as well. All right, now here's another one, and this is based on a true story. So Come From Away. I know a lot of people are excited about this.
Come From Away is an absolute beautiful show, and everybody remembers where they were on 9/11 when the world just seemingly stopped. And what happened in this very true story is all of these stranded passengers ended up in a small town in Newfoundland. And the city, the people of the town took all these stranded passengers into their home. And, the stories that I hear from the actors that are performing these roles on Broadway is that as they tour through different cities, across the country in North America, they run into and they're greeted by, the people that they portray. It's such a meaningful show. It's beautiful. It talks about coming together when no one knew what was happening in the world at the time. But it's just a really gorgeous show, and we're very excited. This is another one that was a musical, and now they're doing a filmed performance of the production, and that's going to be on Apple TV in September. So this is just a beautiful show. I love the music. We're so happy to bring this to Nashville.
I can hardly wait to see it. And another one of the reviews that I read that kind of stood out was takes you to a place you never want to leave. So makes you want to go there even more. And and to me, it's also somewhat of a challenge. This is a fairly recent musical as well, but to bring something that doesn't have that brand behind it, successfully to the stage and then to a tour. So that's happening less and less. So this is really, to me, such an exciting show to get to see.
It's a character-driven show, and the portrayals of not only the passengers but the townsfolk. I mean, it's beautiful. I can't wait for audiences to be able to experience Come From Away.
Yeah, like I said, put me in line for that one. So really excited. April 19th, mark your calendars in 2022. All right, now another one, and this is like a reimagining. Talk about a brand that you've got. So you have a musical like Oklahoma, and then someone says, well, we're going to reimagine it, and we're going to see what you think about this reimagining. And I just wanted to kind of start with this. It reimagined, and some of the words used to describe it: funny, sexy, dark, and jolting. So that's not what you're used to hearing a lot of times when you think about Oklahoma, but everybody's buzzing about this one.
This is not, as we say, this is not your grandmother's Oklahoma, but I highly encourage people to see this show. When I saw this in New York, I spoke about it for months to everyone who would listen to me talk about it. And that's what theater is there to do. I mean, it might not be what you're used to with Oklahoma, but it is a really interesting take on it. And I love what they did. I love how you can take, the book and the music, and you can just reimagine it in a way that, you're staying core, obviously, to the original show, but your take on it it brings out more layers, I think. And it's a very, very interesting show. It's been described also as daring and brilliant. I would say I just was so consumed by it. So I'm excited for audiences to see it. I would love to hear what you think about it. It's one of those shows where we just thought this is something that Nashville audiences need to see. We're excited to bring it to you. Also won, a couple Tony Awards, especially featuring Ali Stoker as Best Actress in a Featured Role. So very happy to have audiences come and check out this Oklahoma.
Oh, and so many of my friends, it's just one of those that they've said, once it hit Broadway, the reimagining and the revival, they were like, oh my gosh, I can hardly wait till it comes to Nashville, and now it's come to Nashville. And again, one of the reviews that just kind of caught my eye, and I thought, boy, that just really hits, again, the nail on the head when it says, how cool is it that one of the coolest shows on Broadway is a 1943 musical? So, I mean, when you really think about it, it's got such a legacy, and now this is a way to kind of see it in a whole new light. So we're really excited about that.
Absolutely. I think you're going to have something to talk about after seeing Oklahoma.
Absolutely. We are really looking forward to that. And also, Jennifer, as far as some of the shows that are coming up, and in the next segment, we're going to talk about one of my all-time favorites, if not my all-time favorite musical, Dear Evan Hansen. But what is it like? Because like with a play or a musical like Dear Evan Hansen, the movie is about to come out. Kind of what's your take when you've got a great show that's on stage? Do you ever kind of think it's really tricky to get it right as the movie?
It's sure, it really is. What I do like about the film version is I do think it opens it up to wider audiences that then want to come back and see the stage production of it. They want to see it live. I love that art can be interpreted in so many different ways. And, some people enjoy the live performance experience. Some people prefer a film experience, and some people like to notice the differences and experience both. So anything that opens up a production to a wider audience, I'm very much in favor of, and I'm happy for the creators and the all of the people that are involved in the production, so that their work can be seen across a wider medium. So I think it's exciting.
Absolutely. All right, well, we're going to take a short break, but when we come back, we're going to talk about the special presentations in the upcoming Broadway season, including a world premiere. You don't want to miss it. You're watching Out and About Today.